You have dreams, you have goals, you have a vision for your life. But too often you let one thing stand in your way, your own mind. You sit there replaying conversations that never happen, creating obstacles that don't exist, imagining worst case scenarios that will never come true. And while you're doing that, life is passing you by. Overthinking is the silent killer of progress. It traps you in a cycle of doubt, fear, and hesitation. But let me tell you something. Your greatest enemy is not out there. It's the voice inside your head that tells you, what if? What if I fail? What if they judge me? What if I'm not good enough? Stop. Your brain is powerful, but you are in control of it, not the other way around. You must train your mind to focus on what's real, what's possible, and what's within your control. Because when you do, you will break free from the prison of overthinking and step into the life you were meant to live. The key is to take action. Stop analyzing, start executing. Stop worrying, start doing. You can't control everything, and you don't need to. You just need to take the next step. The moment you stop creating problems that don't exist, you'll realize how much energy you've been wasting on fear instead of progress. So today I challenge you, let go of the overthinking, shut down the doubts, and step boldly into your future. You were made for more than hesitation. You were made for action. Now go out there and make it happen. Decide and take control. Success starts with a decision to refuse mediocrity. Everything in life begins with a decision. Not just any decision, but a firm, unshakable commitment to rise above where you are right now. Most people wait. They hesitate. They overthink. They let life happen to them instead of making life happen for them. But success? Success is not given. It's claimed. It's earned. It's created by those who refuse to settle for anything less than their full potential. And it all starts with a single decision. A decision to refuse mediocrity. A decision to take control of your time, your habits, your mindset, and your future. Because if you don't take control, someone else will. Your boss, society, circumstances, other people's opinions, they will all try to dictate your path until you make the choice to break free. You don't have to be a slave to a routine that drains you. You don't have to accept the idea that success is only for other people. You don't have to live each day feeling stuck, tired, or unfulfilled. You have the power to shift everything. But you have to decide. Decide that from this moment forward, you will no longer allow fear to control you. Decide that you will no longer wait for the perfect time, because the perfect time is now. Decide that you will no longer seek approval from those who don't believe in you. Decide that your future is yours to shape, not anyone else's. And when you make that decision, everything starts to change. You will move differently. You will think differently. You will wake up each morning with purpose, not just obligation. You will take actions that once scared you because you know that growth lives on the other side of fear. You will stop making excuses because you are no longer a prisoner of your own doubts. You will push forward even when the odds are stacked against you, because now you're not just living, you're leading. Leading yourself to the life you deserve. Leading yourself to opportunities that wouldn't exist if you had stayed comfortable. Leading yourself to levels of success that once seemed impossible. And the moment you commit to this path, truly commit, there is no going back. You will not recognize the person you used to be, because that version of you, the one who hesitated, the one who doubted, the one who played small, will be gone, replaced by someone who makes things happen, someone who takes action, someone who refuses to live a life of regret. So decide right now, because everything you want is waiting on the other side of that choice. Most of your fears are imagined. The problems you create in your mind are not real. Fear is powerful. It can paralyze you. It can make you doubt yourself. It can keep you stuck in the same place, never moving forward. But here's the truth. Most of your fears aren't real. They exist only in your mind. They are stories you tell yourself about what could go wrong. Stories that never actually happen. Think about how many times you've worried about something that never even came true. How many nights have you lost sleep over situations that only existed in your imagination? How much energy have you wasted on fear that was nothing more than a thought in your head? You create problems that don't exist. You assume the worst before it even happens. You play out negative scenarios like a movie in your mind, convincing yourself that disaster is inevitable. And because you believe it, you hesitate, you hold back, you stop yourself before you even start. But what if you could break free from that cycle? What if you could take a step forward without overthinking everything that could go wrong? What if you could trust yourself instead of doubting yourself? The truth is, fear is just a habit, a pattern of thinking that you've reinforced over time. But like any habit, it can be broken. It starts with recognizing that your mind is tricking you, that the fear you feel is not reality. It's just a story you don't have to listen to. You are not your fears. You are not your doubts. You are stronger than the thoughts trying to hold you back. The only way to prove that fear is a lie is to take action, to do the thing you're afraid of, to step forward even when your mind is screaming at you to turn back. Because once you do, you'll realize something powerful. Fear disappears when you face it. The things you worried about won't happen. And even if they do, you will handle them. You will rise, you will grow, and you will see that the only thing that ever held you back was your own imagination. So stop letting fear control you. Stop letting fear control you. Stop letting fear stop you. Stop letting fear. Stop creating problems that don't exist and start living the life you were meant to live. You control your mind. Train it to focus on solutions, not worst case scenarios. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have. It can build you up or it can tear you down. It can push you forward or it can hold you back. And the best part, you are the one in control. Not your fears, not your doubts, not your past, you. But too many people let their minds run on autopilot. They let negative thoughts dominate their thinking. They obsess over everything that could go wrong instead of focusing on what could go right. They get stuck in a loop of fear, anxiety, and hesitation. But that is a choice, and just like any choice, it can be changed. You can train your mind. You can program it to work for you, not against you. Instead of thinking about the worst case scenario, you can teach yourself to focus on solutions. Instead of letting fear dictate your decisions, you can choose to take action in spite of it. Instead of dwelling on problems, you can direct your mind to find answers. This is not about ignoring reality. It's about taking control of how you respond to it. Because the truth is, life will challenge you. You will face obstacles. You will have moments of uncertainty. But the difference between success and failure is not what happens to you, it's how you think about it. Some people see problems and stop. Others see problems and ask, how do I solve this? Some people let fear control them. Others feel the fear and move forward anyway. That choice is yours. You can let your mind work against you, or you can train it to work for you. You can let negative thoughts dominate your life, or you can rewire your thinking. Every single day, you get to decide what you focus on. You get to decide whether you complain about obstacles or push through them. You get to decide whether you let fear stop you or use it as fuel. You get to decide whether you stay stuck in the problem or step into the solution. So take control, because the moment you do, everything changes. Your mindset shifts, your confidence grows, your actions become stronger, and suddenly the things that once seemed impossible start to become reality. Not because the world changed, not because luck was on your side, but because you trained your mind to see possibilities instead of limitations. And that is how you win. Action is the antidote to overthinking. Stop analyzing and start doing. Start analyzing and start doing. Your mind is a powerful tool, but if you're not careful, it can become your worst enemy. You think, you analyze, you run through every possible outcome in your head, and then you do nothing. You tell yourself you're being smart, you're being cautious, you're preparing, but in reality, you're just stuck. You're caught in a cycle of overthinking, and it's killing your progress. Every time you hesitate, every time you second guess yourself, you're feeding the habit of inaction. The longer you wait, the harder it gets. Overthinking creates fear. Fear leads to doubt. Doubt leads to inaction. And inaction leads to regret. But there's a way out, a simple, powerful way to break the cycle. Action. Action kills fear. Action destroys doubt. Action silences overthinking. Because the moment you start doing, your mind has no choice but to focus on the present. You stop obsessing over the what ifs and start dealing with the reality in front of you. And reality is never as bad as the scenarios you create in your head. You don't need the perfect plan. You don't need all the answers. You just need to move. Take the first step and the path will reveal itself. Make a decision and adjust along the way. Start now and figure it out as you go. Because the truth is, clarity comes from action, not thought. Confidence comes from doing, not waiting. And success comes from execution, not endless preparation. The people who win in life aren't the ones who overthink every possibility. They're the ones who take massive action. They make mistakes, they learn, they adapt, and they keep going. while others are still analyzing, still waiting for the perfect time, still hoping for certainty. They're out there making things happen. So what are you waiting for? Stop thinking, stop hesitating, stop creating problems in your mind that don't exist in reality. Start doing, start moving, start building momentum. Because once you do, once you break free from the prison of overthinking, nothing will be able to stop you. What if questions hold you back? Replace them with what's next? What if I fail? What if they judge me? What if I'm not good enough? What if everything goes wrong? That little question, what if, has stopped more dreams than failure ever could. It's the root of hesitation. It's the reason you second guess yourself. It's why you keep waiting instead of acting. Because every time you ask, what if, you are feeding doubt. You are creating fear. You are imagining problems that don't even exist. And while you're trapped in your head, overanalyzing, life is moving forward without you. Opportunities are passing you by. Time is slipping away. And the worst part, most of the things you fear will never even happen. The failure you worry about won't happen the way you think. The judgment you fear, people are too busy with their own lives to care. The obstacles you imagine, you'll find a way through them, but you'll never know unless you move forward. So it's time to change the question. Instead of asking, what if? Ask, what's next? What's next? Shifts your mind from fear to action. It pulls you out of the cycle of overthinking. It forces you to focus on the next step instead of getting lost in endless possibilities. What's next keeps you moving forward. It turns setbacks into learning moments. It replaces doubt with direction. It stops you from being stuck and puts you back in control. You don't need all the answers. You don't need absolute certainty. You just need the next step. And once you take that step, the next one will reveal itself. This is how progress happens. Not by worrying about every possible outcome, but by deciding to move forward no matter what. Because every successful person you admire, every leader, every game changer, they all had doubts too. They all had fears, but they didn't let what if stop them. They asked, what's next? And they kept going. You can do the same. You just have to make the choice. So stop hesitating. Stop feeding your fears. Stop letting what if control your life. Ask yourself right now, what's next? Focus on what's real, control what you can, and let go of what you can't. Your mind is constantly racing, thinking about the past, worrying about the future, playing out scenarios that may never happen. But how much of it is real? How much of it is actually happening right now? Most of what stresses you out exists only in your head. You create problems before they even exist. You fight battles that aren't even real. You let things outside your control drain your energy, steal your peace, and slow you down. But here's the truth. You don't control everything. You can't. No matter how much you analyze, worry, or plan, there will always be things beyond your reach. You can't control the past. You can't control what people think. You can't control every outcome. But you can control how you respond. You can control your focus. You can control your attitude, your effort, and your mindset. And that's where your power is. Because when you focus on what's real, on what's actually in front of you, everything changes. You stop wasting energy on things that don't serve you. You stop worrying about things that are out of your hands. You stop living in fear of things that may never even happen. And you start taking action on what actually matters. You start putting your energy into solutions instead of problems. You start showing up fully in the present moment. You start moving forward instead of getting stuck in your head. And when you do that, life gets easier, not because challenges disappear, but because your focus is stronger, your mind is clear, your actions are more intentional. You stop reacting to everything and start creating your path. Because the truth is, no amount of worry will change what you can't control. No amount of stress will rewrite the past or guarantee the future. But what you do right now, that changes everything. So let go of what's out of your hands. Stop carrying weight that isn't yours to hold. Put your energy into what you can do and watch how much lighter, how much stronger, how much more powerful you become. Energy follows focus. Worrying drains you. Action fuels you. If you focus on problems, your energy flows. If you focus on fear, you'll feel powerless. If you focus on fear, you'll feel powerless. If you focus on everything that could go wrong, you'll drain yourself before you even begin. Worry is like running a race in your mind and never taking a single step forward. It wears you down, it steals your strength, it makes you exhausted, frustrated, and overwhelmed before anything even happens. And most of the time, what you worry about never actually happens. You spend hours, days, weeks imagining the worst. You live in your head, playing out negative scenarios, trying to control outcomes that aren't even real. And what do you get in return? Nothing. No progress, no results, no growth, just exhaustion. Now imagine if you took that same energy and used it to take action. Imagine if you put all that mental effort into doing something instead of worrying about everything. You'd build momentum. You'd create solutions. You'd see progress instead of problems, because action fuels you. Action gives you energy. The moment you start moving, you shift your focus from what's wrong to what's possible. You stop thinking about what could go wrong and start seeing what you can make go right. And the more you move, the stronger you feel. Your confidence grows. Your mindset shifts. You stop waiting for things to change and start making things change. Because here's the truth. Your brain can't focus on fear and action at the same time. When you act, fear takes a back seat. When you move, doubt fades. When you push forward, your energy rises. So stop feeding your worries. Stop giving your power to things that don't serve you. Shift your focus. Focus on what you can do right now. Focus on solutions, not problems. Focus on progress, not perfection. Focus on what moves you forward, not what holds you back, because every second you spend worrying is a second you could have spent building. Every ounce of energy wasted on fear is energy you could have used to create something real. And every moment you choose action over worry, you take control of your life. So where will you put your focus? Where will you direct your energy? Because the choice is yours. And whatever you choose, that's where your life will go. Your thoughts shape your reality. A strong mindset leads to a strong life. Everything starts in your mind. Every action you take, every goal you achieve, every challenge you overcome, it all begins with a thought. Your thoughts create your beliefs create your actions create your results. So if you want to change your life, you have to start by changing your mind. Because the truth is, you don't see the world as it is, you see the world as you are. If you believe you're not good enough, you'll find proof everywhere. If you believe success is out of reach, you'll never take the steps to get there. If you tell yourself life is hard, every challenge will feel impossible. But if you shift your thinking, everything changes. If you train your mind to see opportunities instead of obstacles, you'll find a way forward. If you focus on growth instead of fear, you'll take action even when it's uncomfortable. If you believe in your ability to figure things out, nothing will be able to stop you, because mindset is everything. A weak mind looks for excuses. A strong mind looks for solutions. A weak mind avoids challenges. A strong mind embraces them. A weak mind gives up when things get hard. A strong mind finds a way through. And the best part, you are in control. You decide what you focus on. You decide what thoughts you allow to take root. You decide whether you feed your fears or your strengths. Every single day you have a choice. You can let your thoughts weaken you, or you can use them to build a stronger, more powerful version of yourself. Because no one is born with an unshakable mindset. It's something you develop, something you train, something you strengthen with every challenge you face and overcome. So stop letting negative thoughts dictate your life. Stop believing the lies that say you're not capable, not worthy, not enough. You are enough. You are capable. You are stronger than you think. But you have to believe it. You have to train your mind to see yourself as powerful. You have to decide right now that you will no longer be controlled by doubt, fear, or limitation. Because the moment you take control of your thoughts, you take control of your life. And when you build a strong mind, nothing can break you. Let go of hesitation. Confidence comes from action, not overthinking. Hesitation is the silent killer of dreams. You think about what you want. You imagine taking the first step. You plan. You analyze. You tell yourself you'll start when you feel ready. And then you do nothing. Because hesitation turns into doubt. Doubt turns into fear. Fear turns into inaction. And before you know it, days turn into weeks. Weeks turn into months, and you're still standing in the same place, waiting for the perfect moment. But here's the truth. Confidence doesn't come before action. Confidence comes from action. You don't wake up one day feeling ready. You don't suddenly become fearless. You don't gain confidence by thinking about what you might do. You gain confidence by doing, by taking the first step, by moving forward even when it feels uncertain, by proving to yourself through action that you are capable. Because the moment you start, everything shifts. Your fear shrinks. Your hesitation fades, your energy rises, and suddenly the thing that once felt impossible is now within reach. Not because the challenge got easier, but because you got stronger. because action creates momentum and momentum builds confidence. So stop waiting for the right time. Stop overanalyzing every possibility. Stop letting hesitation control your life. Take the first step, no matter how small. Make the move, even if you're unsure, because the longer you wait, the harder it gets. And the more you act, the more unstoppable you become. Confidence isn't given, it's earned. And you earn it by stepping forward again and again and again. So decide right now. No more waiting, no more doubting, no more hesitating. The life you want isn't built by thoughts alone. It's built by action. Every step you take moves you closer. Every decision you make shapes your future. And every time you push forward, you prove to yourself that you are capable, strong, and unstoppable. So take the leap, trust yourself, and start now.